What if intuitives and Myers-Briggs are autistic? And what if autism and intuition, being a dominant or auxiliary function, are the same thing? I think this is plausible. A lot of the traits of autism spectrum disorder and or Asperger's are overlapping with intuitive types with Myers-Briggs. Also, something that I've noticed is that, and I'm not saying anything negative about people on YouTube who have Asperger's or autism, or even if they're not on YouTube, but I've noticed that the people who have Asperger's or simply autism spectrum disorder, but particularly the early or light stages of it, stages isn't the right word since it doesn't really progress, it's always fixed, but if they're early on the spectrum, so to speak, to me they just seem like intuitives. Intuitives are weird. We are. Some more than others, but generally speaking, especially when evaluated from a sensing type lens, intuitives are strange. The way we see the world is very, very differently than most people. The reason I say most people is because sensing types are 80% of the world, so intuitive types make up 20%. The rest of the dichotomies in Myers-Briggs are roughly 50-50, introversion, extroversion, thinking, feeling, and all that. So I first started thinking about this whenever I heard an interview on NPR with Temple Grandin, who is an animal rights activist, scientist, and she is also autistic, and she did a lot of research on autism as well. And the interview was with her, and the interviewer was like, tell me how your mind works. You know, you're such a intelligent and smart woman that's really changed the world when it comes to animal rights and also autism awareness. So tell me about how your mind works. And for the next 2 minutes, she proceeded to describe exactly how my mind works. And I was like, well, am I autistic? Which, by the way, I've been told that I exhibit traits of Asperger's and or autism spectrum disorder by people before, including a clinical psychologist has told me that I definitely have Asperger's, without a doubt. But then I've also had other clinically whatever mental health professionals tell me you definitely don't have it. So there seems to be some gray area as to whether or not I have it, and whether or not it's the same thing as intuitive types. But I'm starting to think that what if the spectrum of autism is much wider than people even realize today, and what if the gradient as it gets smaller and smaller, or rather less intense for autism is simply intuitive people that see things and more visual and abstractly, and want to see the meaning behind things and just experience the world through ideas instead of the actual sensory input. And it's just something that I think about a lot. So I would be curious to know your opinions on this, all of you. If you leave a comment, please tell me what type you are. Also, I would be curious to know if any INTPs out there have been told that they exhibit symptoms of Asperger's or autism spectrum disorder, because on the Facebook group for INTPs that I'm a member of, someone said, has anyone else been told they have Asperger's? And a whole bunch of INTPs said, yeah, me. So that's just more data, and I'd be curious to see if y'all have experienced the same thing. So happy holidays if I don't make another video before the end of the holidays. Here's some time for you to hit subscribe or like on the video. You can hit it right now. Some people have TVs where they have to hit it on the remote, and it takes a minute to go up and hit it. So here's the time in which you can do that. or on the computer, or on your phone. Okay, now that you've hit it, thank you.